Hey guys, it's warm.
Yeah, I picked up on that.
A little bit.
Why don't you just let the logo spin a little and see if that cools you off? Mm,
Did we have a GIF of the logo for a while? And it spun. Someone made a version that spun or something.
Yeah, zero did.
Yeah, I
I
did.
I have barely used it. In
I
fairness,
worked really hard to make it spin.
yeah, I mean, you did it so that you could put it on the Flux Play scroll intro thing, which
Hmm.
that works. That's cool. But the podcast has no imagery, so if I don't have it spin, then it can just run at 4 frames per second and take nothing to upload and download.
Or spinning fan.
So yeah, it's warm. It sucks. I hate it. I have to have my fan off because of the audio problems that it would cause if I had it on.
There's a heat advisory this week for people in my area. So
Yeah.
yeah,
well, just as long as we're not throwing any babies into fires, I think we'll be fine.
It's gonna
I feel like there's
no
gonna be
one's gonna
some
know what
babies
that means.
no, that's a reference to something that people aren't gonna see for a while. But I feel
But
like
they
with this
will.
heat, you're gonna see some spontaneous combustion.
But they will eventually, and that's what matters.
Yeah.
In 3 months, you're gonna find that hilarious.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
And in the meantime, we'll let you worry about it.
Yeah, there you go. Have a concern.
No,
Zero has some concerning dietary needs. Let's not talk about it. So,
What? What? What?
uh,
Okay, bus, run me over.
Yeah, you're already under there, so why not?
So, yeah, podcast time. Yay. It's been a while. So, I have a thing I can talk about for once. Patient, how much time have you got?
Technically, I'm not in any hurry, just whenever I start feeling hungry.
Oh, fair enough.
Fair.
Okay, I will go and then you can go. I do not have much, so it's not a big deal. I watched an anime recently, which is to technically say I continue to watch an anime recently because I forget how. I think it was because I was doing something for the Reflux show, and so I went to an anime website as I tend to do. And so, hey, Kingdom is a really popular. Oh, it was for research for something else. I was looking up other anime series that are really popular. And I was like, oh, Kingdom is apparently really popular on this site. That's that third season. When the fuck did this get a third season? 2020.
Wow.
Okay, that's cool. I wish I knew that the multiple times I've wished that this show got a third season over the past couple of years.
I
But
see.
alright then, I guess I know what I'm gonna do for. Oh shit, I have so many things I need to write, and they are all in very close deadlines. Ah, one episode can't hurt. Two episodes can't. Three. 7, 12. Oh no, I'm very tired. I need to go to sleep.
Oh dear.
I need to go to sleep, so I'm going to go to bed. Then I'm going to get up, and then I'm immediately going to start writing. Maybe after another episode.
That's problematic.
It's me every day of my life.
Yeah. Remember how I have no impulse control? So that went until I finished the first season. The third season, rather. At which point, I was curious. Is there any word on a fourth season? Oh, there is.
Oh no.
How nice.
Is it out?
Oh, it's already started airing, you say?
Oh no.
And there are 17 episodes already?
Oh my.
How nice! I will enjoy those once I've done all these projects that I need to do. Just one episode.
It hurts because I can relate fully.
How was it?
It's very
How
good.
was all 17 episodes?
I mean, I think I did hold off for most of the fourth season before I finished all my projects. So that's
How were the first 7 episodes?
improvement. So it the third season of that show is so fucking good. Oh my god, it's so good. Oh, it's so good.
So what? Once again, because we've been just referring to it by pronouns. What's the name of the show again?
Oh, I did say it. It's Kingdom.
Kingdom. Okay. So you went on a Kingdom binge.
Yeah, it's very good.
I I had a Kingdom binge a while ago, and it was the manga though that I was reading, and I went really far into the manga, and I don't know why I just fell off it. But like it's still like really impressive what they did with that series.
It's so good. So, for the sake of people understanding what I'm talking about, Kingdom is an anime that started a good few years ago. It started with more or less full CGI, done in cel shading style, I think. And it didn't look great. So it didn't become, a popular mainstay of shonen slash seinen anime, which is a shame because it's really fucking good. The manga is very well regarded, but yeah, it tells the story of the kind of fictionalized but kind of not story of the unification of China. One of the times it was unified. No, not that one that you're thinking of. A different one. Like this isn't Romance of the Three Kingdoms. This is I think it's an earlier one. I'm not entirely sure. And I believe I keep forgetting to look this up and check. I think it is the ruler servant from Fate Grand Order, Qin Shi Huang, I think is his name. Butterfly dude. Zero.
Yeah.
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 I think
Shinji Wang.
it's his come up story, I think. Alongside one of his generals who, according to the history books, is kind of a fuck up, but we'll just kind of paper over that. It's his rise to capability as a general of the Qin army. So it's really good. Like it's not grounded. Like I mentioned that it's not Romance of the Three Kingdoms. A lot of the characters could fit into fucking Dynasty Warriors. Like they are that level of exaggerated nonsense, maybe a couple levels higher.
Wow.
Yeah. So, a lot of fun characters. I very much enjoy just how goofy it can be sometimes and how real and sad it can be at others. Like there's some horse shit that goes on in that show. But yeah, it is a very good show. I very much recommend it. Third season is phenomenal. It is all one gigantic arc of the shit hitting the fan, basically. So yeah, I had a lot of fun watching it. And my inability to stop watching it is not just because I have no impulse control, it was just that good I couldn't stop. So yeah.
Well,
Good
fair.
stuff. that's pretty much it for oh yeah, the fucking heat the first time and also this time that sucked. That was unpleasant. We're not a fan of that. But that's pretty much all I need to say about that. We're not built for it. It sucks. When it rains, we're probably gonna have flooding, assuming it ever rains again. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there. Where it's just a valid concern where it feels like it's never going to rain ever.
And the only other thing is I started a new quest that I will not talk about for the sake of patience, preferences, and also zeros for reasons.
Oh,
Like I say, we won't
okay.
get into it, but it's fun. I'm having fun with it.
All right.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's pretty much all I got. So, yeah.
I kind of no-lifed Xenoblade 3.
Oh yeah,
This
that
week.
came out. Well, has it come out?
Yeah, it came out. That is a masterclass in storytelling. I think it's one of my favorite games of all time with what they did with it. They really learned their lessons from past mistakes that they've made. And I put 124 hours into that game.
No life is a word. Hot damn.
Yeah. So I completed the game. I've completed most of the side quests and started some of the post game stuff. The There are elements from both Xenoblade 1 and 2 in that game. Basically, what anybody needs to know is that the worlds of 1 and 2 are basically clashing in a sense.
Wait, was I technically correct then? I remember saying something along those lines when we were first getting trailers for 3, and I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be the first one and the second one, and they're fighting and stuff.
It's more complicated than that, but that's pretty accurate.
Cool.
Uh,
Go me for having no knowledge on any of this and getting it right.
there's a lot of layers to the storytelling here, but for anybody who is, I guess, new to Xenoblade, and I would highly recommend you play 1 and 2 before playing 3. And if you don't want to play 2 for whatever reason, that's okay. 2 has some flaws that people find hard to ignore. 1 Definitive Edition is still a very good game. Though 2 does, makes the combat better. I don't like the gotcha system they had with the blades.
For 2?
Yeah. Because you end up having a lot of characters with your blades are characters, but they also have like no importance in the story because they're all like random chance of what you can get on each character, and they fix that. So you have 6 characters in your party in Xenoblade 3, and you can swap between them mid combat or mid exploration with like the click of a button. So you have typically like 2 DPS, two tanks, 2 healers, and you can swap between them on the fly as you're doing combat. So your healer's not doing what you want, switch over to your healer, take control of them. Super easy. Which I really enjoy. It makes the combat very dynamic. And then you have a 7th character, which is your hero character. And your hero character is one of like 20 different characters you'll meet throughout the story and throughout exploring the world. and they have fully voice acted side quests associated with them. Um, they show up in other side quests. They show up in they interact with the other heroes. They're part of the actual story, and even like you'll see them walking around town and be like, "Oh, hey, that's the hero that's not with my party right now. Hey, what's up?" And they have dialogue.
Well, that's pretty
And
cool.
yeah, and that's a really cool feeling of like the world is very interconnected.
It sounds a little bit like it's trying to do Octopath, only not suck.
Yeah, so on top of this, I mentioned you have like 20 hero characters.
Hmm.
So this game introduces a job system. So your primary six characters each have their own jobs, but then after a certain point in the game, you can then swap them to each other's jobs. And then for every hero character, not only do you get that extra character, but you also get their job. So each of those hero characters is a new job or class that you can get. And once you master that job or class, you can then take their arts and skills over to other classes.
Okay.
I was in and now I'm suddenly out.
Like you get two arts and two skills from each job, and you can level those jobs fairly quickly. In fact, if you don't want to grind, there's a new currency called Nopon coins that you get from exploring and fighting unique monsters, which can let you can just spend those to straight up level instead of having to grind. Which, by the way, you never have to grind in this game.
Oh. Okay. So
Uh,
you have like a farmable premium currency essentially.
yeah, that you can use to just kind of skip grinding for certain things if you have enough of them. So you can just save them up and make that easy. And you also have the bonus experience from 2. So every time you do a side quest, you don't get that experience immediately. That's saved as bonus experience. So if you want, you can just at a rest point use that bonus experience to instantly level yourself up to any level between like you and however many levels ahead you have in bonus experience.
Hmm.
And then once you beat the main story, you have the option to level down. So you can really control your level to get the most like class points to level up classes, or to just make things more challenging.
Is the leveling down purely for challenge, or is there an actual like reason for that?
The reason is some enemy, if you want to get more class points, enemies that are outside like lower than 5 levels than your current level will give less. So if you want to
Oh.
level up your jobs, basically you gotta be at an appropriate level.
I
Plus,
mean,
it's
it
just
sounds complex and time consuming, but it's also JRPG, so this is like 100+ hour game. So
yeah. Now the job system is because you know this is a long game, and the frequency with which you get these jobs is it's not constant. You'll usually have everybody like I had everybody maxing out their jobs like as I was progressing, and that felt pretty good. And then I unlocked, oh hey, now you can raise these jobs up even further, and I'm like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna try to pick and choose what will give me the best bang for my buck. Like you want to play Full Metal Jaguar, the class that has 2 guns and is super fast? Sure. What about Martial Artist? There we go.
I hate job systems. I hate them a lot.
It's a very well done job system. I will say that. It's it also like has just an auto optimize button if you don't want to worry about any of that crap.
oh, that's good.
So you have that.
Mm.
But I tended to have an easy enough time that I didn't need to micromanage anything. I would just like, I'm gonna play this character. I want to set their stuff to how I like, and then I'm just gonna auto optimize everybody else, and that was fine.
That's probably what I would do. Honestly, I'd have my main character, quote unquote, and then everyone else's auto.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you can go through the whole game like that. Which the characters are just great. I love them. The character writing is great, and you have the British voice actors. and then the one American voice actress among in the party. So you have like 5 Brits and
So we're
one
Dragon
American.
Questing it, is what you're saying.
Because in Xenoblade 2, some characters, some blades and stuff would be American voice acted, and this person seems to be related to an American voice acted blade. So we're keeping the accent consistent.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, Pyro and Mithra were American, and then there was what's his name, Welshie. I don't know
And then
any
the
of the
cat.
characters' names aside from the one that was in Smash.
But essentially, they do a good job of having every area feel like there's a lot in it. Because you're looking for unique monsters, but then there's also like a shiny monsters that will drop more materials, or there's also monsters that will give you like way more experience, class points, and gold just by being like they basically have like a blue tag next to their name, or that like it's like, ooh, that one's a good one for leveling up real quick. Gives me 300 or 300% of the normal class points, and then you can use a chain attack to finish them off, which then gives you another multiplier on top of things, so you can very quickly level things up if you're playing optimally.
Hmm.
I'm talking about the gameplay stuff because I feel like I don't want to spoil a story that's actually really good.
It's dark as fuck.
Uh,
Darker than throwing a baby into a fire.
Really?
so within the first cutscene, you get the premise of the setting in which there are two factions, and these factions are fighting each other nonstop um, for the sake of life. In other words, they are stealing the lives of each other to fill these things called flame clocks, which extends the time in which they can live. One in the colony dies.
We lost that, or I lost that.
I lost it too.
Oh, sorry. What was the last thing you heard me say?
The flame clocks
Stealing
being
life from each other.
Yeah, so they're stealing life from each other to fill these things called flame clocks, um, which are constantly ticking down um, when fighting is not happening. If the flame clock goes empty, everybody in the colony that is tied to that flame clock will die. So they are fighting in order to live. And it's everybody that's fighting here also only lives 10 years at max. You come out of a weird capsule, you're 10 years old, you live till you're 20, then you die. It's a really messed up world.
Metaphor for Japanese life.
Huh. Yeah, I hadn't thought about that. Yeah, fair enough.
But yeah, they do a really interesting thing with that setting and with the characters. Like all the main characters are soldiers, basically. You have 3 from each opposing faction, and they gain this ability called Ouroboros, which allows them to kind of break free from their respective flame clocks, but also makes them an outcast to the world. And they can also then fuse with a member of the opposing faction to create this super Ouroboros form that's really cool. So you can, like in combat, do a fusion, and then you have one solid, very strong character, whether they're a tank, a healer, or a DPS, and that's really cool. A good game.
Okay.
I have played.
Sorry, we got mic problems again. Sorry, patient.
Trying texting through, coming through, hopefully.
Not really. Have you checked your mic cable?
How about that? Testing. Hello.
Hello.
Testing.
There we go.
There we go. That one worked.
As I was trying to say before, I haven't played any of the Xenoblade games yet, just for lack of opportunity up to this point. I've as good as played the first one because I watched Chugga Conroy's extremely comprehensive Let's Play of it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still pretty much blind on Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and 3, aside obviously from Rex, Pyra, and Mithra, thanks to Smash.
Yeah.
It's something I need to look into at some point, and I may still go through Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. It's
Yeah, it's very fun to play that game on your own. We're losing him.
I think your mic just might be failing. You might need another one.
well, I need to take this computer to the Apple Store at some point in the near future anyway.
Ah, there.
So yeah, you want to look into Xenoblade 2 at some point. It's I feel like playing Xenoblade 2 will enhance your enjoyment of this game. Um, Not a perfect game, but I do like a lot of what it does. Um, it's kind of interesting, but Xenoblade has basically become Nintendo's Final Fantasy.
Yeah, it's fair. It's kind of being treated like that. I wish I could remember why I bounced off Xenoblade 2. I just remember being bored. Can't remember why.
Probably Rex's voice acting.
It
I
could
can
be that.
remember complaining about that. Like, but I still think that Xenoblade 1 is really good. Xenoblade 2, I've has been much more divisive than 1 from what I've noticed. And then nobody talks about Xenoblade Chronicles X because that never got ported off the Wii U.
Wasn't that just like an enhanced port of one?
No,
Oh, okay.
it was a completely different game. You could drive around in a vehicle that turned into a mech, basically a transformer, and you could fly around in a mech and have giant mech battles. And it was like a whole alien planet with unique alien races, and the Nopon from Xenoblade were there as well, and there were implications of things, but those implications never get followed up on, and people were expecting a Xenoblade X2 at some point that never happened because Xenoblade X suffered from
Wii U.
it suffered from the controls. Specifically, there are so many mechanics and systems crammed into that game. For a lot of people, it was really unapproachable. Very fun once you understand it, but even then, unapproachable. And it was people were saying, "Oh, I need to take a college class to understand how to play this game." It's very tutorial heavy. And the tutorials didn't really say everything, so had some problems in that regard. And then also Wii U on top of that. But yeah, there's going to be a big story-based DLC that, given from the promo art they've shown for that, is going to probably feature Shulk, Rex, and the main cast of Xenoblade 3 at the same time, which I'm interested in. Because Shulk and Rex are not in the base game. But I could see them like being added as like hero characters. Like, hey, here's the Shulk job. You can now be Shulk. Wear his clothes. Oh yeah, by the way, whenever you unlock a new class or job, you can wear part of the clothes of that job.
That's
or sometimes the full outfit, so you can see your appearance. Yeah. So, aside from that, I was student teaching this week for the
Aside
first
from
week.
that, can we do patient while he's still here, like I wanted to
Okay.
before?
All
Zero
right.
jumped in because he was super excited about Xenoblade.
Okay.
Patient, how you doing? Patient, are you still with us?
I
Yes.
sort of.
Hello.
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 I'm coming through.
Nope.
You were clear, and then
Yes.
you're not, and then you're clear.
Should I even bother? Should I even
Yes.
bother?
You're fine now. I'm a liar. Fuck. God damn it.
Every time we're like, we're fine, then it's not fine.
Maybe I shouldn't bother. So, past few weeks, been a lot more of the same.
Nope.
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna work. You go from regular volume to like below whispering.
Well, I didn't have too much worth talking about anyway. Did that come through?
Yes.
That one did, yes.
Funnily enough.
As brutal as that is.
I think I'll just cut my losses and run here in that case.
Very fair.
Okay.
I hope the trip to the computer shop
Yeah,
finds the problem.
I hope
What-
that's good.
When the
Yeah.
microphone goes like, I have something to say, and he's like, no, you don't get to. All right, I don't have anything. Oh, you can say that. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Ouch.
Alright. I will see you guys sometime next month, I'm sure.
Alright, see ya.
Okay.
See you.
Bye.
I hope everything goes well.
Yeah.
Oh, and let's see if the mic acts up here. Rabbits.
God
Ah.
fucking damn it. Of course.
Of course he got that one out. Okay.
Uh,
I don't even remember what that's from.
it's from the.
I don't want to know. It's fine.
Okay. I remember it.
I vaguely remember it. I couldn't name it if I wanted to, but
So, we on Zero's week proper now?
Zero student teaching. Go ahead.
Okay, so I started student teaching this week in a second grade classroom, which has mostly consisted of me, reading stories to the kids
Oh,
and doing prep work in the back. Just prepping a lot of stuff, organizing stuff, helping the teacher out with all that stuff, and then also I took over a lesson at one point just so that she could focus on something else, and then I'm basically an assistant. But also, the kids are really cute. They're all like 7 years old, and I'm reading stories to them. And it's a good class, like a shockingly good class. I have been in some bad classrooms. None of the kids are acting up. They're all acting according to Keikaku. They're following the rules. They all want to be on their best behavior so they can get a punch in their punch card so that they can get a prize from the prize binder and do things like swap seats with a classmate so you can sit where you want to, or get a prize, or sit in the teacher's seat, stuff like that.
I'm glad
So-
they're motivated by things like that. That just sounds fun.
Yeah.
Although I could see the seat swapping thing becoming some kind of war.
Well, you need to get 20 hole punches for that, so...
I guess you're motivated to get your seat back if somebody decides to take yours.
It's only for a day.
Oh, okay. That's not as bad.
There's other rewards like, oh, you can skip the morning work for the day. Some people may want that. You want to just go and play instead? Sure.
Fair enough.
But I went and showed up to like a staff meeting on Tuesday, and I got introduced to the people at the school, and they were all very friendly. We're all very welcoming. I got like a welcome basket with like supplies and candy from the teacher that I'm supporting, and who is help guiding me. And I got somebody on our team also gave me a little like pencil case thing, like a little almost like a cup that you can store your pencils in, and that also had candy in it too. So I got a lot of candy. They were very welcoming.
Oh,
That sounds really nice.
Yeah,
that sounds very appropriate to teachers. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just over here. I'm like, this is very, very nice, very welcoming environment. There are only like 3 men on campus, and one of them is the custodian because this is an elementary school,
Mm.
Yeah, fair.
and they're all female teachers. So, um,
You mean to tell me that your life is a harem anime now?
I'm saying there's a disconnect. But I mentioned, I'm teaching in a school that's like 7 minutes away from my house, and it's in my oh, drop that. It's in my mom's school district, so a lot of people there have worked with my mom or know my mom, so I kind of have an in that way.
That's fair.
So that's just kind of nice, and yeah, it's just been full days. Like I was just exhausted because I did so much prep and stuff. The first day that like I just went home and fell asleep for 3 hours. But I did my best to complete Xenoblade before the student teaching began.
I mean, I suppose it's better than playing in the middle of class.
No, I can't do that.
You can do it once, then they fire you.
But yeah. I'm not getting paid, by the way. This is all free
What?
labor
What?
for student teaching.
Not okay with that.
Yep. Student teachers have it rough because we have to go for like a year without getting paid. So we can learn how to teach and then get paid a small amount.
I didn't realize that was a thing.
Yeah. In some programs, you can be a paid student teacher. This is not one of those programs. The upside is I'm cleared to substitute in this district, so if my teacher is ever absent, I can just get that substitute money. But,
That's fair.
it's inconsistent and not a lot to begin with.
Yeah.
Upside.
Yeah?
You remember where you used to work?
Yeah. I get to sit down.
Hmm.
I remember not being able to sit down for 6-7 hours.
Should have been able to sit down at KFC. Fuck whoever decided that was a thing.
Yeah, I ended up just being like, you know what, I'm just gonna make my own seat or just grab a seat and drag it back into the back room so I can sit down. But
Yeah, just sat on
Yeah.
the countertop at Dollar General.
I worked in a furniture shop, so there was no shortage of chairs, even though I wasn't really supposed to sit in them. But
Whatever.
yeah, whatever. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing is playing Xenoblade, student teaching, and Digimon Survive came out the same day as Xenoblade. I still haven't gotten to play that because
Apparently
124 hours. Yeah. I've heard about it like months in advance where it's just like there is character death in this. Like permanent death based on choices and decisions you make.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
I'm just like, yeah, that's Digimon. Even in the fun like Digimon Ghost game, the anime for kids, multiple people die. There was a kill count of Digimon killing people in that anime. Death and Digimon have always walked hand in hand. So,
I am going to be very vague on something that I believe is a very minor element of the story. You remember the Charmander introduction of Pokemon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do something like that. It ends a lot worse for the trainer.
Good. Damien's a piece of shit. Why do I remember his name? Why?
The long-standing grudge, I guess.
You can't forget the guy who mistreated his Charmander.
I can barely remember people's names that I interact with now. I remember a character from a TV show as a kid 18 years ago.
Okay, let's be real. We all remember the stupid kid show crap we watched when we were like 8 years old. Way better than anything of the past 20 years.
I still remember how frustrated I was when Brock went away and here comes Tracy.
Fucking Tracy.
Poor Tracy.
And I'm just like, excuse me? Where's Brock?
This isn't my Pokemon.
This isn't my Pokemon. Yeah.
Poor Tracy. He was kind of a douche in one episode, I admit, though. But yeah.
So yeah, I gotta get to Digimon Survive. I gotta get to Live Alive, which I do own Live Alive, and I've played a bit of it, but I haven't been able to tear myself away from Xenoblade or have enough free time to play it. So yeah. I think Live Alive isn't very long though. Might be wrong though. Compared to like freaking Xenoblade. Yeah, it's like they say main story is like 18 hours, so not that bad.
Okay.
It's not long.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So that's it for me.
Can't tell whether you're sandbagging that joke or if I just completely botched it with my slurring.
A bit of both.
Okay, fair enough. Anything else? Just, that stuff.
I said that was it for me.
I don't listen to you.
Well, you know what? I'm used to it.
That's what you get for sandbagging my jokes. Slicer, how you doing?
Good. Pretty good. I decided to watch some anime. So I binge watched all of Interspecies Reviewers in like 24 hours.
That's...
It's a good time.
That's really one of those that's on that line, though. Like, anime...
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Could be another word to describe it. Label it,
So what kicked off this anime binge was I was talking with a new friend of mine about anime, about all the anime we've seen and things like that. And he was praising the world building of Interspecies Reviewers. Like, it isn't just porn. Like, they thought about this. They thought about it a lot.
Yeah.
They thought about the economics of a world who's 90% brothel. Like,
okay, you know what? Peeling back the curtain a little bit, as someone who writes porn, we think a lot about how this porn works.
I'm aware. I do the same. It's just, I am happy to see it in we're going to charitably call it an anime. It's porn.
I have seen people talking about, like, ship girl shit, like Kankol or Azur Lane or something, and talking about maritime trade contracts for the sake of getting realism for this kind of shit in the background, right?
Yeah. There's a guy on an Evangelion server I'm part of who decides to just randomly rename all the characters because their names make no sense in the universe. And seeing the breakdown of that is pages of text and backstory that is realistic, but oh man, it's tough to read. Dry.
Yeah. You don't want your porn to be dry.
Yeah, no, that's bad. It's
you want it
anathema. But
sticky, ideally.
Okay.
Thank you. Apparently, the manga is a lot more conservative.
Yes, they went off with the anime.
Yeah, someone drank all of the horny juice for the anime.
It
Just
might
Like-
be why Funimation were a little bit blindsided because they licensed that
Yeah.
shit and were like, "Yeah, we're gonna produce this." Then 2 episodes later, we're like, "Yeah, we're."
As somebody who actually was reading the manga, once I heard what the anime was, I was like, "Wait, what? Hold up!"
yeah,
they
they
actually
like cut away in the manga. In the anime,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, this is full on. They're fucking right now.
Yeah, they didn't show anything. It's just like review. It was like just gags and stuff about just a bunch of sex jokes, and then it's like, okay, we're gonna just show it all.
Like that is a hole that an egg just came from, uncensored. What? So
Okay.
yeah, that was a thing. I also watched Oji-san Isekai, or Uncle from Another
Oh
World.
fuck!
It's great. I love it. Some guy goes to another world. He comes back, comes out of a coma. He still has all of his powers.
A Sega still making games.
Yeah, that's all that mattered to him for a long time. Was like, I gotta get back. I gotta be a Sega fanboy again. All those games.
In fairness, he probably lost his shit over Yakuza.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That is the one series he can be really excited about.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, as you watch more of it, you discover like his experiences in the other world were fucking terrible. It's really bad. It's bad for a normal looking human to go to a fantasy world.
Kind of.
Like he's
also-
treated like a subhuman troll. The people he saved tried to kill him.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah,
it also does the isekai tropes, but because he went there before isekai was a thing, he doesn't recognize them.
yeah, like one of the characters is Tsundere, which was popularized in 2004, and he disappeared in 2000, so he doesn't recognize that trope.
They discontinued the Dreamcast.
No. Then he gets like, oh, what is the Sega Gaming Magazine? He gets like the last issue of it, and he blows up at the game that's #1 because it's garbage. It's like shit talking things from 15 years ago. Oh, it's so good. It speaks to me as a gamer. It's great. I think I've only seen like 4 episodes of it.
It
I'm not very
speaks
hard.
to you as an old man, let's be real.
It's
As
true.
a gamer.
It's true. It speaks to me as a longtime video game hobbyist. There, happy?
Hmm.
The loaded word gamer.
Yeah. Oh man. I was also chatting with that same friend about a bunch of online games because I'm getting my sign-on bonus pretty soon. 90-day sign-on bonus of like it's like $2,000, I think.
Hmm.
So that's pretty good. So I'm gonna save up a little bit now, or continue saving because I'm already doing that, and then throw that onto a big nice gaming computer because I just have a laptop right now.
Ooh.
So
Oh,
he was really talking up Hunt the Showdown as something really fun, and I was gonna give that a try.
I don't know what that is.
12v12 instanced supernatural like old bayou southern game. Kind of hard to describe, honestly. Especially since I haven't played it, I've just heard about it. But yeah, it sounds very interesting, and I'm excited to try it. To get back into shooters, I was thinking about just downloading Apex because I'm super rusty, and Apex is free.
yeah, there is that.
So I will probably be terrible at it, but hey, next week or whenever we have our next episode, I will lament my lack of skill.
You just think, oh man, I remember when I got all those headshots, and you open up the shooter game, it's like, why can't I aim?
Yeah, that's probably going to be my experience. I haven't played a shooter in like years.
The
Online
last
specifically.
the last experience I had with a shooter was the other day when my dad asked me to beat a boss that he was going up against in Resident Evil 2 remake.
Which one?
It was the final boss. of Claire's story.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
So
that's fair.
he was going through those games again, and it's just like every time he comes to a boss, it's like, I need your help. I'm like, okay. But I just get up, just, where's all your ammo? Oh no.
Your dad could just spend $5 on the unlimited ammo submachine gun and rocket launcher.
I don't think he knows.
Ah, it's probably for the best. That just ruins the game, really.
I
Because
mean,
you can
if he's
either
not
beat it
playing
on
the bosses anyway, then
yeah, you can either beat it on hardcore S rank on both campaigns to unlock the infinite ammo machine gun, or you just buy it for $5. It's terrible.
He really wanted to get the one lightsaber from, I think it was Village,
Oh, that's a hard one.
but that
Yeah.
was impossible for him to get.
That's rough.
Because, he's like, 57 years old trying to perfect everything really fast.
You do. I mean, you have to perfect every level. It's bad. So I can see why he struggled with that one.
If they just throw it on there for just $5,
Yeah.
It's kind
Has
of
he
a
played the remake of 3?
yeah. My dad plays every zombie game that comes out.
Ah, fair. A
It's
man of
his
culture,
it's
I
his
see.
obsession.
I mean, I can relate. So yeah, it's good stuff.
I grew up with him playing like Resident Evil on the PlayStation, like 1 and 2. So that's how I got my exposure to zombie games. My dad would always get turned around, so I'd be basically functioning as the navigator and being like, "Dad, you're going the way you just came from."
Yeah, I can relate to that. My mom played Resident Evil 1, and she has dyscalculia, so spatial awareness is not her strong suit. So yeah, you just be the map, and they shoot things. It's great.
I liked Resident Evil 5 having co-op because then I could play with my dad.
Huh, that does sound fun. That sounds nice.
I think it's the only Resident Evil game I've actually completed in its entirety because I played it with my dad.
Did you guys try 6?
Oh, yeah, I played Jack's story in 6.
my condolences.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was the only one I found entertaining because at least I could just punch the zombies.
Yeah, it was.
Okay, that's
his thing.
fair. Yeah.
Like that in itself was oddly satisfying. Everything else was not fun.
Yeah. It's a rough time. But yeah, I believe that is everything. It's been kind of a slow week. Haven't done a lot. Been reading a lot. I found a new content creator thanks to someone on the Discord. I forget who. They recommended a EDF video from Russian Badger, and it's very good. Scroll back through it now. I don't know if I can find it. Oh well. But yeah, he's got a green screen and he's got a lot of very fun friends, and it's fantastic content.
Okay, throw me a link.
Yeah, I believe I have his channel open actually. I'm just going back through his entire archive and watching every video. I have yet to find one that isn't hilarious.
Like when I when I discovered Maxor's videos and I was just watching the Elden Ring videos and it was just the insane editing.
Yeah, those ones in specific, you really have to watch. You can't just listen to those ones.
Yeah, that's an experience.
It's pretty much the same thing for Russian Badger stuff. It pays to watch it. It's not something you can really listen to and get the full experience for.
All right. I'll have to check this out.
The what I'm actually impressed by is not just the fact that they're hilarious and they're really just fun. They're also informative. Like his EDF video really well explains all the classes. and how to abuse them. So yeah, good stuff. I believe that's me.
It seems like I might be melting.
You should probably turn your fan back on.
Might be an idea.
Yeah, we can. I'm done. I believe I was the last one, so we can end it.
Honestly, cold
Before-
shower probably sounds better. But yes, Patreon, and
Yes, I have to do patrons first, and then we can go. So, thank you to our patrons for their donations. Thank you to Ryu. Ryu hits you at 21 for that $10 donation, and as well as that 420. Thank you to Sailor House Thunderbird for that $5 donation. Thank you to Vale for that $10 donation. Thank you to Boy by Fresh for that $20 donation. Thank you to Greek Guy for that $1 donation. Thank you to Ethan F for that $10 donation. Thank you to that. Thank you to Bomber BCM for that $1 donation. Thank you to the Crossbrain for that $10 donation. We are so sorry for your mic difficulties. Patient, we'll get them next time. And thank you to Troper37 for that $10 donation. As always, you guys are awesome.
Yeah, thanks, guys. It is very appreciated.
yeah.
I honestly cannot express how much, even just the we split it between us, so it's about $26 each, and like that allowed me to get to work last week. I just ran out of money because the expenses are really high in the first half of the month for me.
I don't have an income right now, so I'm very much appreciative.
It is about a quarter of my monthly electricity bill. So yeah, that is not insignificant. Even though it sounds it when you put it in that term.
Well, thank you all for watching.
Zero seems to be
All right, I'm back. Sorry. Connection issue.
struggling a little bit. Yeah.
Should be fine now.
Yeah.
But
So, yeah. Energy crises suck. So do gigantic, implausible, vengeful, soul-crushing heat waves. Yeah. It's hot.
You can sign off now. You can end it. You're good.
I could. On the other hand, I could just kind of hold hostage you guys just to satisfy my own villainous desires.
anyway,
I can just dip. Like, I
later.
actually do.
I guess you could just do that. That's fair. I don't actually have any control over what you do. I don't know why I pretended I did. I'm sorry. Please don't leave me. I'm so alone.
Are you stalling, jackass?
No.
Guilt tripping.
So Discord link in the description, Patreon link in the description.
To
Love you guys.
quote
love your
Yosuke from Persona 4, I have to go pee!
Iconic. All right, have a good one. Bye.
Does he
Have a good
actually
one.
say that?
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
he doesn't. He doesn't. He says, I think all this stress is too much for my bladder.
Okay, to quote Yosuke from the High on Daisy comics, I have to go pee.
Yeah, that's accurate.
Hi, I'm Daisy. He says, I have to pee.
Bye.
Bye.
Alone. No one here beside. They've actually gone. Okay, I'm going to close the episode. Bye, everybody.